Hello. Good evening. Hi, welcome to HFC Till I Die, your home of Tottenham from past to present. Joining me on a late afternoon newsbeat is myself and my usual co-host, the Godfather himself, Mr. Brady. How are you this morning? And you had an interesting Sunday evening, didn't you? As well as everyone was celebrating, you were at a lecture.
I was at a lecture about the implications of the Irish Civil War. It was 100 years ago this year, so it was interesting. All right, went on about as long as the Civil War as well, so I was quite late getting home, but it was interesting. But unfortunately, it meant I wasn't able to see the game live. I had to watch it when I got home, so a late night watching the game and waking up this morning and thinking, yeah, we actually beat Chelsea. And then switching on the local radio station to find every other game was mentioned yesterday except the Spurs Chelsea one. That's sort of, but I'm not surprised by that. They don't like Spurs over here.
No, they don't. Tottenham's not a very big team to follow over here, are they, Philip? To be fair,
unfortunately, no. There's even more Arsenal jerseys around, which is I quite have to question the ambition or the people that wear Arsenal shirts around. I wouldn't seen dead in one, but no, there's a good few Spurs fans, but other clubs seem to got the jump on us.
Yeah, well, we're catching up as the Kildare Spurs are on the march over to London next week. This time next week, me and Dave will be in London gearing up for the AC Milan match. So I'm really looking forward to that. A few people in the chat before we get going, Philip, and before we start talking about Tottenham Chelsea. I apologise if you can hear noise. It's my washing machine in the background. It should be nearly finished, but when Philip's talking, I will put the mute on so it doesn't disturb you. We've got Paul Brown. Big up Paul Brown. Says, evening, Dermot and guest Coys. Big up Paul. We've got Queen Ellie Hoybier. Say, have a great show, lads. Oh my God, we just did beat Chelsea. I had to pinch myself this morning. We actually beat them. We didn't actually beat them. We played them off the park in that second half. We've got Mia as well. Big up Mia. She goes, Coys. Big up Mia. And then she says, let's go. We've got Wayne Bonner. Chelsea get battered everywhere they go, especially at our stadium. Coys, my brother's still in hiding on radio silence. Yeah. Oh, Lord, he's probably in with Harry Potter, Wayne. Ellie saying, hey, Mia, have you pinned my Romero pick up in your bedroom wall with the other millions you have pinned up? They're talking to each other. We've got Kev Williams, big up. Hi, Mia, Ellie, Wayne, and all. Coys, great result yesterday. My Mondays are always bright after a win, especially against Chelsea. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Absolutely, exactly. And they're just all talking to each other in the chat, which is great to see. I have a poll in the chat as well. Is VAR good for the game after the debacle yesterday? We've had 4 votes and it's 100% no. So that is that going. Let's get we'll start off with our ratings for the team, Philip. This is the team, exactly the same team that played against Chelsea. So, Philip, do you want to go first and give your ratings?
Yeah, okay. Fraser Forster probably thought he wouldn't have such an easy game as he had. He only had, I think, 3 shots to face and 1 interception at the feet of Havertz in the second half. His distribution was good. He's alert. I'll give him a 7. Romero, what can you say about this guy? He's just... Yesterday's game was straight up his alley. He just... shithousery galore and nutmegging people on the goal line. He's brilliant. Give him an 8. Eric Dyer, very solid. Did not put a foot wrong yesterday. 7. Longley, the same. Very good game. Didn't give Chelsea a sniff when they got near our area. Royale, I have to check that guy's DNA. I think he's put his twin brother in because he's not the same player that was playing for Spurs before Christmas. He has come on in leaps and bounds, and I'll give him an 8. Ben Davis, a very solid game again from Ben Davis. He's proven to be a revelation down that left-hand side. And while he mightn't be that adventurous, he's very, very solid and snuffed out a couple of attacks yesterday. Again, I'll give him a 7. In the middle, Oliver Skip. What can you say about this young lad? Thought he might be loaned out in January. He wasn't, thanks be to God, the way things have gone with her injury-wise. Probably scores the best goal of his career. And it reminded me a bit like Danny Rose's goal against Arsenal back in the day. to score a goal like that on your, not on your debut like Danny Rose was, but I give Skip a 9. Højbjerg, very solid again. Really, dot stuck in, 7. Richarlison, the only thing that's missing from his game is a goal. He ran his socks off yesterday. He really did. He was up and down that line, both sides. Looked very disappointed when he was taken off. I give him a 7. Harry Kane's reading of the game he's miles ahead of a lot of other players. I mean, I know Chelsea putting Raheem Sterling to mark him for the corner for the goal. That was ridiculous. Shows you how disorganized Chelsea are. They should have one of the big men on him. He lost him easily, scored. Harry Kane gets an 8. And Kulusevski, probably not one of his greatest games, though he did try very hard. He's just not producing the runs that he was doing before his injury. So I'll give him a 7. So that means nobody scores less than a 7 in that team. I think that sort of sums up the performance yesterday. It was an all-round great performance that we didn't let Chelsea settle. We hassled them, we harried them, especially in the second half. We made them look so ordinary. It was really, you'd pinch yourself to be watching the Spurs-Chelsea game.
Look, for me, Philip, I described that game yesterday like a boxing match. It was like a heavyweight fight. The first, say, 6 rounds for the first half, they were just sorting each other out. Do you know what I mean? Just punching, counter punching. And then in the second half of the fight, we went in for the kill. Look, I give Foster a 7 as well. I thought he had nothing to do yesterday. Hardly, and when he was called upon, he was there. Apart from the one shot, I think it was from Sterling where it bounced off him. Now, that could have bounced anywhere, but thankfully he went to long lane and he got it out. I'm actually going to give the back 5 and 8, all of them. Because all of them didn't put a foot wrong. I can't separate all of them. They defended as a unit. The wing-backs attacked as a pair, which they should be doing the way Conte likes his wing-backs. They were up and down, up and down, up and down. And, Philip, have we actually found our solution to our wing-back problem now? It seems that we've sort of stumbled into it.
It's gas, isn't it? We're crying out for Pedro Porro to come in and save us all, really. And poor old Pedro had a nightmare in his debut against Leicester. Now Royale, who again, as I said, is playing out of his skin at the moment. I mean, he just can't believe he's the same player that was playing 3 months ago. And Ben Davies over the other side. Well, Ben Davies is never the long-term solution. No, I think Destiny Udogie coming in the summer will take over that position. But I mean, Ben Davies is a loyal squad player who's upped his game when it was needed. He's keeping Perisic out of the team.
Is he our James Milner? Somebody described him as that, but is he our James Milner?
He's 8 years younger than him. He's 8 years younger than him, but yes, probably is. He'll probably be used as a substitute because he's a new contract now, so we're going to have him for another couple of seasons. But yeah, it could well be. But I mean, fair dues to him. I mean, I think Ben Davies was always a better player than we gave him credit for. Yeah, because we were always hoping the big transfer would come in and take his place. It never did. So he's there, and I'm glad to have him because you need players like that can be adjustable and play in 2 or 3 different positions.
For me, Skippy, I'll give him a 9. He was immense yesterday. Took his goal brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly yesterday. His first goal for Tottenham, so he took that absolutely brilliantly. I get Højbjerg an 8. I thought, again, he was immense. He was there. He was doing what he's supposed to do. With Richarlison, I'll give him an 8. He worked his socks off. Though didn't get his goal, but you want to see his reaction when it came off, Philip. It was like he was angry. He was being so, and that's what you want to see.
That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. You don't want people rushing to the back of the stand, putting on their hoodie and smiling. Thanks be to God, that's all over. He did not want to come on.
Harry Kane, I'll give him an 8 as well. I'll give him a 7 because I thought he took his goal well, was there for his poacher's goal, and Kulusevski, I'll give a 7 as well. Not everything came off for him, but he's getting back to, I think, a little bit of form, which is good to see. But look, as you say, you cannot give anyone lower than a 7. But that back 5, Philip, do you think that's the back 5 Conte will stick with for the games coming up against, especially against Wolves and against AC Milan next week?
Yeah, I think he'll probably change it for the cup tie against Sheffield United, as he did for the last one against Preston. But when you think about it, we've kept 8 clean sheets in the last 12 matches. So, that's not to be sniffed at. That's a pretty good record. I know Leicester kind of distorted that a bit because we were so bad against Leicester. But I think that's going to be the back five for the big matches. I'm not saying Sheffield United isn't a big match, but I think he made 7 changes for Preston. And while I don't expect that much to be that many changes this time around, I think you'll find the likes of Sanchez and Tanganga will come in to give the boys in the back a bit of a rest.
Yeah, and would you see Sarr
will come in as well?
Yeah, would you see Sarr coming into midfield to give Højbjerg a rest or Skippy a rest?
Possibly. Yeah, I mean, look, Skip and Sarr did a great job against AC Milan. I'm sure they could hold their own against Sheffield United.
And then up front, rest Kane, put down the man, probably, or Charleston up front and put down the man, and Sonny as 2 wingers.
I'd put Dan the man in. I would also bring Dan Juma in as well, somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Fit him in somewhere. I'm not quite sure who Son plays or Son comes on the bench, but it's great to have Richarlison playing and Son to come on. That must be a nightmare for any defence. It's tiring in a match when you see the one proven international going off, another one coming on, and we're looking good now. We're 3 points better off than we were this time last season. Exactly this time last season.
And with Newcastle losing, with Newcastle losing yesterday, Philip, in the League Cup final, do you think that will have a momentum swing to us now for the rest of the season now, because they're going to go in a bit of a downward spiral now? They're disappointed. They've lost at Wembley again. They're still waiting for the first trophy since 1969. Do you feel it might have a negative effect on the Newcastle side now?
Yeah, I think it'll have one of 2 effects. One, it'll galvanise them, but I think it's difficult. Like, they're a team that's never been in this situation. They won't know how to cope with it, and I think this could be a sticky period ahead for Newcastle. And I know they've got 2 games in hand on us, but coming off a loss like that in the cup final, where they never really imposed themselves that much on the game, the fact that they haven't won a domestic trophy since 1955. Now, how many years ago was that? 67 years ago, 68 years ago. Okay, I know they won the first cup in 69, but somebody's worked it out. The Spurs get hammered for not winning trophies, right? We have won 14 trophies since Newcastle's last domestic trophy. So, there's no contest. Newcastle, I think, will be more of a threat next season when they've had time to get over this. Yeah. And spend some of the dirty money they've got backing them. But I think it's a great chance for Spurs now to go. Like, we've got Wolves and Nottingham Forest the next 2 Premiership games. Wolves away is tricky. Nottingham Forest at home. I mean, if West Ham can put 4 past Nottingham Forest, we should be able to do likewise or even better than that.
Oh, are we away to Wolves on Saturday?
We're away to Wolves and home to Forest. Yeah.
And then home to Milan next Wednesday. Well, look, that's me and Philip's ratings for the team. Let us know if you agree with us. If you do, if you don't, let us know in the chat. Let it know. And then, Philip, we're going to get on to some news. We will start on Stellini here. Now, he revealed yesterday when Conte is expected back, and his quotes were, "My expectation is Antonio will be back this week." How good would that be for Spurs to have him back in the dugout, possibly for Sheffield United, or more realistically for the Wolves game next week?
Yeah, I mean, you could see the players yesterday. They were asked that question, "What's it like without Conte?" And they're all very uniform in wishing him that he was back with them. So, that which is a good sign. It leads me to believe there might be more to him staying or not going or whatever he wants to do than meets the eye. Because if the players had got wind that he was going, I don't think they would have been so uniform in wishing him well coming back.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong about that, but yeah, I'd say it's more likely he's back for Wolves. I'd say he'll probably come back for that. I mean, we can handle the cup tie without him, I hope, and it will be good to see him back. And something like this. The fact that we're on upturn of form now might just tip the balance in whatever's happening in the will I, won't I stay division, Will
I, won't I? I love that. I love that. Will I, won't I? Well, Harry Kane had his say yesterday, and Kane said in his interview, he said, "We want our manager to be there, but we know he's doing the most important thing for him and his family." Kane said, "I'm sure he's jumping up and down around the living room. It's nice to keep winning." I think Kane speaks for the players. They would love him to be there, but look after yourself first. Don't put us before you and your family. And I think that's a good mentality they're having at the moment. And Kev Williams saying here, Stellini with 100% record still.
Yeah,
he's still unbeaten.
7 times with various clubs he stood in for Conte, and he's 7 wins. So that's pretty good. So let's keep. I'll tell you what. Let Conte come back on Thursday, and make sure that we get through Sheffield United.
Yeah. We've got Ollie Skip hails Kiva Charleston Tottenham Road versus Chelsea and reveals his Antonio Conte call. He was asked yes, I think so, said Skip when asked if his goal was a dream come true. Like I said, it makes it a bit sweeter to score your first goal in the game like that, and for it to be an important one. And to get the win as well, massive. Yeah, it's very sweet. Yeah. On a frustrating 12 months, he added, it's been difficult, especially the first half of the season. It didn't go from a personal point of view how I wanted to go, even when I was playing. And he continues to say, so it's nice. So it's been nice these last few games to feel that I'm getting back into a level that I know that I can do. Hopefully, keep pushing and keep improving. It makes it so special at times like this. The last year hasn't been the best from a personal point of view with the injuries. It was special to come back and score that goal. Philip, Skippy, he's really sort of come back to what we saw last season of him. The way he was playing the end of the season for the end of last season. Do you think we're getting the best out of Skippy now?
He's playing the way like he did for Norwich when he was on loan a couple of seasons ago and got them promoted. And I'll tell you what I liked about him. He was asked about, was that the best goal you've ever scored? Well, of course, it's the only goal he ever scored. But he wasn't satisfied. He says, I didn't hit it correctly. I sliced across it. And we practice this a lot, getting the second ball from the clearances. So even though he scored probably the goal of his life, he still wasn't satisfied. And that's good to hear. He's not sitting on his laurels, I'm just going to move...
Yeah, for me, it's great to have Skippy back. Look, he hasn't had a great season, to be fair, if we're honest. And with the injuries and with everything else, he's now getting back into his best form now. He had a brilliant game against AC Milan, and he's stepping up now to the mark where we want. We've got a few comments here. I give Stellini credit for carrying Conte's instructions out to the T, but give him extra praise for his calmness and the way he relaxes our players. Ellie, I'm sure he's putting his own twist on Conte's tactics instructions. I'm sure he's putting his own little twist on it. I don't think it's following Conte's instructions to the T. I think he's given them a bit of a license to I think, this is how I want the team to play. But if you can see something different on the field, change it yourself. But I agree with you. Give him 100%. And then we've got Mia. Has anyone seen the pic where he was young in the kit? So cute. I don't know who you're talking about, Mia. You're talking about
Romero. It's actually Skip. I've seen that photograph. He was 6 years of age in the old what kit was it? I can't remember, but that's definitely Oliver Skip. So she's moving allegiance again.
Yeah, she is. Ellie, Philip, do you want to give credit to Ellie? I'll give Stellini credit for carrying out Conte's instructions to the T. Do you think he's carrying it out to a T, Stellini? Or do you
probably doing 90% of it?
Or is he putting his own twist on it?
Yes, he's putting a bit of his own twist on it. And I think the fact, like Stellini is very calm on the touchline. He doesn't jump up and down or run up and down. I think that can affect players a little bit. They're watching out to see what the manager's doing. Is he giving out to me? Is it my fault that I did something? So I would say it's 90% Conte, 10% Stellini. But if that's the way it's going to mix it, I'm happy with it. Yeah.
Right. Very quickly, we won't be on very long. We'll go a few more comments, a few more things, and then we will end it there. We're leaving the best for last. Actually, we won't leave that the best for last. Sheffield United, of course, is on the telly on Wednesday, Philip. It's live on BBC One at 9:55. Me and Philip will be doing the watch along to that game. BBC is showing 2 live games, including the All Premier League tie Fulham and Leeds on Tuesday at 7:45, followed on Wednesday by the Championship side Sheffield United against 8-time winners, hopefully 9-time winners, Tottenham Hotspur. FA Cup, they're all being played on the Tuesday and the Wednesday now.
Strange. And the ITV are showing 4 matches.
Yeah, so BBC, so they're sort of sharing it all out. Do you think this could be Tottenham's best year to win an FA Cup?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gone too long. I mean, 32 years, and we were always known as it was our FA Cup. We were the most winners of that for a long time until certain other clubs came in on and overtook us. So yeah, it is a great chance to win a cup this season. I mean, you've seen how Newcastle got to the final, and we can do the same. But what about this? Is the fifth round?
Yeah.
So we're 3 games away from Wembley.
Well, we're 2 games away from Wembley because the semi-finals now played at Wembley, where they're
three games away from the final.
Yeah,
and okay, we need to hope some other big clubs slip up on over the next week or so. I mean, there is a couple of old Premiership matches, Man United and West Ham.
Yeah,
wouldn't you love to see West Ham pull off in the shock there and beat United? Because United, remember, will be still celebrating the cup win yesterday, so they could be vulnerable on Wednesday night when they're playing. Not that I'm sure Den Haag is more professional than that to let them go on the tear, but it'd be nice if they did and they got knocked out. So it's going to be a lot's going to depend on the draw that we get. We don't want to get Manchester City away. That's just one thing you do not want to get. Don't mind them at home.
We did back in when was it? 92, 93. We got them away and we beat them 4-2. Hat-trick.
They didn't have Pep Guardiola and Erling Haaland at that stage.
The point I'm making, we're meeting teams that were since we last win the cup.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. There's a bit of a tradition or a bit of a lucky charm, if you like. We beat them once, we can do it again. Yeah. No, I think okay, we get to the 6th round. That's when it starts getting serious. What don't want to happen is go to the semi-final and fail up in the semi-final. We've lost more semi-finals over the years. It's very frustrating. We just don't seem to have the mentality to get over it. I'm hoping that this crop of players has the mentality, aided by Conte and Stellini, that will get us over the thing. Because I'll tell you one thing: there are not many teams in the country that want to play Spurs at the moment, the way we're playing.
No. That is so true. That is so true. So we've got that build up from tomorrow onwards, from Tuesday news round. Me and Ellie are doing a golden game tomorrow night. We're going to show the 1981 FA Cup final. It's the best one, I think, to watch anyway. When we beat Man City, we couldn't find any footage of the 1901 Cup final. If we can, we will show it to you. It won't be much, but we will show it to you.
Yeah.
I thought I'd leave the best to last, Philip. Ref watch, your favourite subject, and VAR. Now, was Zayinks lucky to have his race car reversed? Now, I've done a bit of digging on this. Now, in the FA laws on the FA website for assistant refereeing, the use of an assistant referee VAR is only permitted when the match competition organizer has fulfilled all. Do you want to read this out, Philip, sir?
The match competition organizer has fulfilled all implementation, assistance and approval program requirements as set out. Now that's gobbledygook in itself. I don't know half that means. But anyway, in FIFA's IAAP documents, whatever that is, sounds like a secret file, and has received with written permission from FIFA, the referee may be assisted by a video assistant referee, VAR, only in the event of a clear and obvious error or serious
misconduct.
Goal or no goal, penalty, no penalty, direct red card, not second caution, mistaken identity when the referee cautions or sends off the wrong player of the offending team. Right.
And then there's a bit more there, Philip, if you don't
mind. The assistant in the video VAR will relate to using replays of the incident. The referee will make the final decision, which may be based solely on the information from the VAR.
Right.
But then what happened yesterday?
Yeah, hang on. Just if you're allowed to read the last bits, I'll let you get on. And I can see smoke starting to come out of your ear roll.
Referee reviewing the replay footage directly on-field review. Except for a serious missed incident, the referee and where relevant other on-field match officials must always does not change unless it's a clear and obvious error. No. That's about as clear as mud, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think what happened yesterday was Stuart Atwell, who, as I posted in comments yesterday, is not fit to referee an under-10 schoolboys match. He makes so many mistakes. But the logical thing would have been there. He didn't see the incidents, right? But he knew something happened. VAR was obviously telling him in his ear that there was a hand raised. So what he should have done was ask VAR, have a look at the incident, tell me who the player is, and tell me, do you reckon it's a red card offence? But no, what he did was he went and showed the red card, right? Then VAR decided to say, no, go and have a look at the monitor, and then he rescinded it. He could have done without making himself look so foolish. I don't care what the rules say, whether he had to do it the way he did it. If the rules say he had to do it the way he did it, the rule is completely wrong. VAR is there to assist the referee, not to make the decision. All he wanted was a bit of guidance. He didn't get it and made himself look totally idiotic in the process. Now, in all fairness, while the hand was raised, I don't think the force of the whatever it was, a slap or a push or whatever, was sufficient to get a red card.
Can I just say something here?
Yeah.
I've just read what you put, Elias. Now, if you're joking, fair enough. If you're not, I want you to apologise to Carl. I didn't read that well. I'm dyslexic, so sometimes I can't read comments well. You do not call Carl Simpson a massive flop then, wherever you're talking about, and I did not agree with you.
Sorry, I missed that when I was reading out the thing.
Look, you're calling him a massive flip flop. No, hang on, Philip. I will not accept this in our chat or any show. We'll all have our own opinions on this channel. Everyone's opinions will be respected and will be respected and honoured like any show we do. If Carl has a different meaning to you, that's fine. You can have banter. I love banter as much as the next man. But be respectful with it. That's all I'm going to say. Philip, do you want to say anything on this?
Yeah, if you're going to have banter, and okay, banter away, but banter, controversial banter, we don't want to see it because it just causes bad feeling between people, you know. It's okay saying you're kidding now, you know, just cool it down a wee bit, please, Elias.
And Carl says it's all good, damn it. He's just on. I know, but look, I won't accept it. I will not accept anyone coming into this channel or any show we do on THFC till I die. We're all got our own opinions. We're all different. If you Levy out, Levy in the middle, or you're a Dyer fan, or you're a Sanchez fan, or if you're a Conte in, Conte out, you will be respected. But do not come into this channel and start winding people up and calling them flip-flops. There's no need for it. There's no right for it, and I won't accept it.
Yeah, like there was.
If you want to come in and have an all good debate about what we're talking about, that's grand. Mm-hmm. But don't come in and start calling other people in the chat flip-flops or it's only a joke.
Yeah,
too much of it, Elias. Either curb it in or don't come in. It's up to you.
Yeah. There was another incident yesterday on another channel where it started like that, innocent flip-flopping and, innocent banter, which got totally out of hand. And there was names being called and not very nice names at all. So it can easily get out of hand. So that's why it's better off not happening at all.
Yeah. I'm sick to death of it. I'm sorry, Philip. I'm just sick to death of it. I've had it up to here with it all. Carl Simpson has been here since the very start of the channel. And yeah, Elias, you may be doing good on your channel. You may like the bit of the wind up and you come in and you try to wind people up. Come in here and talk Tottenham. Don't come in here and try to start winding people up. I've had enough of it. Enough's enough. Mia says, she's saying to Elias, you need to call your jets on being on the wind up all the time. Come here, just talk Spurs. Exactly. Yeah. Sorry, Philip. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
what was it saying? I kind of lost my train of thought now.
Sorry, I do apologize.
No, that's okay. No, the thing about the VAR, I mean, it was done completely the wrong way around. Like I said, I wasn't watching the match yesterday. I couldn't see it yesterday because I was out, but I was following this on my phone. Next thing I get this message, red card for Ziyech. Great, fantastic. Then I went away for about 10 minutes and I came back, red card rescinded. I didn't have a clue what was going on until I came home last night and saw what happened. I mean, it's another example of Howard Webb coming in and saying he's going to revolutionize VAR and it's going to be clear for all to see and it's going to be transparent. It's going to be that. That was as transparent as a bucket of, I don't know what. It was just totally wrong. The end decision was right, but the way they got to it was completely farcical. and has done VAR's reputation absolutely no good whatsoever. And it's just another example of the poor standard of refereeing that we have in the Premiership at the moment. It's just not good enough. These guys should be taken away on a refresher course and just told how to do their job when it comes to VAR, because VAR as a system should be perfect, because they've got all the technology to make sure there's no mistakes made on goals allowed that shouldn't be and whatever. But it's the monkeys that are organising it and looking at it on the game-to-game basis that are the problem. End of rant.
I'm sorry, I'll be with you. Look, it says here, can VAR overrule a referee? No. The final decision, now this is actually on the Premier League questions list. The final decision is always taken by a non-field referee. VAR only provides advice.
Yeah. But then that's what they should have done yesterday. They should have given them advice. They should have given them advice.
Well, yesterday wasn't, Philip. Yesterday was VAR taking the situation out of the referee's hands. The referee had sent him off for every reason. He was talked to his linesman. The linesman saw he hit him in the face. Whether it did come off his shoulder or not, there was intent there of violent conduct. Right? So he sent him off on the evidence of his linesman. VAR didn't like that. I tell you what, this is unfair to Chelsea. I tell you what, let's stick our noses in. Ref, go to the linesman, go to the monitor. Nat, 0. It isn't a red card. Resends it, gives him a yellow card.
Yeah, so, but surely they should have said that to him before he produced the red card. They should have said, "Listen, there's a push on or a slap on the face that Royale has got from Ziyech, right? We don't think it constitutes violent conduct, right? But go and have a look at the monitor and make up your own mind." Then he could have gone to the monitor, and if he thought it was violent, then give him the red card. Or give him the yellow card, as he actually did. But to do it the way he did was completely out of order. It was in the wrong order.
But the point I'm making, Philip, is VAR, it's not the first time VAR have got involved and on a decision where it's like it's VAR that's running the game, running the match, and the referee's just like a PA stunt to have them on the.
I think what it's done too is it's made the referees complacent. They know, actually, listen, if I miss something in VAR, I'll pick it up. And then they're missing things that they should be watching out for. So, I don't know. There needs to be something radically done, because if this keeps on, I mean, players can't even celebrate goals now because, and I see there's also a row now with Man United and the FA or the league. While the second goal for United yesterday was definitely an own goal. Now they're claiming Rashford should have it. I mean, it's just, and again, that was the one that was marginally onside. I thought he was offside now, to be honest. But anyway, so it's just referees are not being tested the way they are because they know they've got a backup to fall back on.
Well, look, look for me.
Can I just pick up on a comment here that Elias has said?
Yeah,
he's agreeing with Carl Simpson, but Elias, don't argue, buddy.
Oh, this one by Carl, that one there.
Yeah, okay. Now that's fair enough. Carl's very sensible there, right? Now, but look at Elias's comment. So in other words, Elias, you're not listening to us, and I suggest you do listen to us because we're the ones that can stop you coming on the channel. I do not appreciate that comment, only since you say so. What do you reckon, Dermot? Have we been taken out of the equation here?
Yeah, look, look. Carl says they're all good. Carl says here it's all good. Elias, I know you're only joking. I will come onto your show and we can banter. Let's talk Spurs here, and that's what it is. It's all about Spurs. Just because Elias is on a, I don't like the word flip flop to begin with. I think it's a rude. I think it's he says here. I'm gonna address this now. Identification of flip-flop informed to make a sudden unexpected reversal. I know what a flip-flop means, but in this community, a flip-flop means something else, Elias. And you know fucking full well what it means. We come on here to talk about, every day we do our bit on here, me or Philip or me and Ellie or me and Mia. We come on here to do our best to give you the best show possible. Me and Philip are doing it today. And to be honest with you, I'm not feeling great. And I come here to this is like a safe place for me to do my Spurs stuff. I don't have to, but I do because I enjoy doing it. But what I don't like is you coming in here and calling a valued member of this community, somebody who's a nice man, Carl Simpson, never met him, but I've always had good respect for him, a flip-flop, which is not a flip-flop. Now you've angered me, which is fair enough but you've unhappy Philip next to me, who I respect more than anybody, and you've said something which isn't very nice. If I come onto your show and started calling everyone flip-flop, or did what you, if I came onto your channel and I was in the chat and I did what you do, would you like it? No, you wouldn't. I don't know what he's clipping. I don't know what Carl's clipping. Or don't know what I said.
Might be his toenails.
Yeah, maybe. But no, the point I'm making is you do not go onto other people's channels and then start shouting, I love it. We all know you love Eric Dyer. Okay? But there's no need to start calling other people in here flip-flop. I will not stand for it. I will not accept it, and I will not have it. And I wouldn't do it, Elias, because it's out of respect. Yeah, you are valued, Carl. You're very much valued. You can clip that if you like. But Philip, it's about respect, isn't it? I know it's getting away from what we're talking about, but it is about respect, isn't it? And
yeah, that's one thing. It's a rule of this channel. There's respect for all viewpoints, right? Mm. But there will be fire and brimstone on top of anybody who breaks the rules and starts accusing people of being various things, flip-flops or anti-levy when they're levy out, and stuff like that. We want just all views accepted, but stick to the rules.
Yeah, and look, just stick to it. Look, we enjoy you coming in, Elias. When you talk about Spurs, that's fine. Do not call people flip-flop. I am absolutely not happy with that. Do you know what, Philip? I think we'll end it there, sir.
Just one thing can I just say about yesterday, again, just to finish off on the Chelsea game. What a pleasure it was to see the hordes of Chelsea fans heading for the exits on 82 minutes when Harry Kane scored the goal. And we've done it numerous times. Spurs fans have gone leaving when Chelsea have been beating us out of sight. So it was just so good to see and to hear you getting sacked in the morning chants coming against Potter. And Chelsea get battered everywhere they go. It was it was such a turnaround from what usually happens. Sign of the time, Chelsea are 14 points behind us. They ain't going to make that up. In fact, they're nearer the relegation zone than they are the top four now. So wouldn't it be absolutely wonderful to see Chelsea on a downward spiral for the rest of the season? They will get it right eventually. So, but when they're in trouble like they are, let's kick them when they're down. They've done it to us often enough.
Yeah, they have done. Listen, we're back tomorrow at 12:30 with the Newsbeat show, me and Mia, and then me and Nelly are back tomorrow evening with the Golden Game. We're going back to 1981 for an FA Cup special, just to relive that glorious night back in 1981. Me and Philip then are back on Wednesday with the watch along, and me and Nelly, and probably Philip as well at Newsbeat in the afternoon. And me and Philip are back for the watch along. And then Thursday, we're doing our second in the series of rating Spurs through the years. We're going back between 1950 up to 1991. And that's what we're going to do. Well, look, cheers, Carl. Thank you very much. Elias says, let's move on. Yeah, just be more respectful, Elias. Okay. I won't have it. Until we're back again, whatever you do, get over to Dave's channel. We're all on there tonight for the fan show, and I'm sure you're going on tonight, Philip, for the fan show. Tonight?
I've been off it for the last couple of weeks. I'll probably go on tonight. Yeah.
See you there, and we're back tomorrow at 12:30 for News Round. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Nick. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Trust.